And we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hola, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I hope you've been well. Hello, Sugoi. Hope you're doing well. How is it going? Yee. Today, everybody, we are going to be talking about VTubing 101. Yay! uh,
Yay!
totally not a hastily put together stream. No, I was very much planned a little
Uh-huh.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'll be honest. I did not plan anything. I just jumped into stream without thinking. And yes. But today we're going to be talking about the technical aspect of streaming. Last time we talked about more of the non-tech stuff, I guess.
We talked about more like starting off and advice for starting off. I wouldn't
Yee.
say we went too much into technical stuff, but more of like the stay out of drama. Don't do anything illegal, kids. You know, the general advice that one should have
Yee. And
going into
today,
streaming.
we are going through all of the technical stuff, if not most of them. Basically, what you need to get started, what you may be good to have, what you don't really need initially, but would be good to get later down the line, stuff like that. And without further ado, why do you pick VTubing? Why did you pick VTubing? That is the question that you should ask yourself before even starting. You could start streaming as a facecam streamer with a webcam. A lot of people would choose VTubing mostly to stay anonymous. We don't need to show our faces, we don't need to show our identity, and it's a bit more safer in terms of the dangers of being online. But other times, a lot of people will join in mostly because of the aesthetics of VTubing, because we are more closely tied to anime. And let's be honest, a lot of VTubers are really, really interested in anime. But I would recommend defining your reason for streaming very early on, so that, if you would like to shift, because there are VTubers who shift between VTubing and IRL streaming, and you really need to think about the audience for that, because there are a lot of people who like it, there are a lot of audience who wouldn't like it. So make your reasons clearly defined.
Yeah, it's like I'll also add on. Technically, to be a VTuber, you don't even have to do the anime aesthetic. There are VTubers out there who are technically not anime and they're more in the cartoon span of things. Basically, it's what you think of what way you're gonna go. You have to realize there's gonna be a specific audience you're going to be targeting. What do you think? Basically, VTubing is going to be a niche no matter what way you go into it, even if you want to be like a general streamer.
I would say it's a
But
niche within a niche, depending on which type of VTubing
yeah.
you're going for. Like, For example, there are 3D streamers who are 3D VTubers, and there are people who prefer 3D over 2D, at this, vice versa. So if you pick 2D, it's a niche within a niche. Same thing for 3D, and same if you're choosing a more Japanese model compared to a Western model. The Western would be like more cartoonish, like Cherry mentioned. And also, there are different types. Like you can do humans, humanoid, monsters, even
just be a cat.
Just be a cat.
You could be a cat.
You can literally be a cat. That's fine. You can be a turtle. One of the famous YouTubers are turtle. Like quite literally a turtle, not even humanoid. So choosing your model or character would also play a role in your audience. So choose wisely. Shark, yeah, just like Sugoi.
Yeah, you want to be a shark? You could just be a shark.
Just
don't
be
land
a
shark. I'm sure a bunch of people would be interested in land shark.
What's a land shark?
You when you're after the stream, search up land shark Saturday Night Live. I think it's Saturday Night Live. Anyway, on YouTube, you'll see what it is now.
Oh, I will have to look into that. Bye, Dio.
Hello, Dio.
Hello, Dio. Goodbye, Dio. That was funny. But yes, choosing a model or choosing VTubing, you have to understand that this is very much a niche within a niche. That means that the viewers or the audience you're going to attract is only a small portion when compared to a face cam streamer. Because let's face it, the majority are face cam streamers, and that's where the bigger market is. And that is something
for some reason, a majority of people think that cartoons are only for adults. I mean, children.
I was like, wait a minute.
Wrong word. I meant to say is like you're seen as childish, and that's why another thing to talk about why being into VTubing to be prepared for is that YouTube and Twitch are going to probably be a lot rougher on you for the rules and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because you are
they basically see your model,
and if you're doing adult things with your you're obviously adult made for adults model, and if they say, oh, where you're doing kid stuff, you're trying to get kids into porn, and then you'll get banned.
And we have seen multiple instances of big and small VTubers getting banned on both YouTube and Twitch because of these reasons. Like YouTube, very very funnily enough, don't have clear guidelines. Well, Twitch too. Like they'll just ban you or give you a strike and be very vague about why. But we have seen that it's mostly going to be happening on VTubers. So you had to be prepared for all of these stuff that's going to be happening, especially when you're jumping in the way you're seeing this as a business instead of a hobby. If it's a hobby, then do what you want, don't really matter. But if you're seeing this as a business standpoint, then really think about whether VTubing is something you want to go into.
Yes.
And then let's talk about one of the most important things in VTubing, that is branding. Do you really need it? When you're starting out, you don't need branding. Wait, did I go 2 steps first? No. Yeah. No, this is the right slide. Sorry. I was like, wait a minute. I have 2 slides that's branding. So I was like, wait a minute. Like, build your brand first. Like, you don't really need to have a brand initially. You build it as you're streaming and as you progress through your VTubing career, you could say. That's why I said, like in step 2, you said you don't need logos, you don't need overlays, and you don't need a model to start streaming. Just start streaming. You can have a screen without any overlays and just a PNG on the side. And that is more than enough to start streaming. Or you don't even need a PNG. You can just stream as it is without any characters on the screen. And that is also a viable way to stream. And I would say gain experience first. Like, before building a brand, before getting overlays, before getting models or model designs and everything, start streaming. Like, it doesn't have to be on your main channel. You can even make a side channel. Just start streaming so that you get a handle of how the whole thing works. Because I'll be very honest, handling the multitude of softwares that you do need to handle on stream is an experience and a half. Start with PNG. It's not expensive. Exactly. You don't need a PNG, which is one of the reasons why both me and Cherry are currently using a PNG for the stream, just to show that you really don't need a model. Draw stickman and go with it. Yeah, exactly. Like Mesa said, you can literally start stream with a hand-drawn stickman, and that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is to gain experience, because like I'm getting into a bit more technical side on this stream. So when I'm streaming, I have OBS open, I have the Twitch dashboard open, I have Mix It Up, which is where I control the chat and also the commands that I use. When I'm using my model, I have VTube Studio open, I have VBridger open, I have TITS open, and that's the multitude of softwares, excluding the games that I'm playing, that are running in the background. And I need to switch between these some time to time, especially VTube Studio, when I'm having just chatting streams, so that I can switch between expressions and zoom in my model, zoom out, and everything in between. And also, setting up key bindings is also a pain in the butt. Getting experience on working on these, toggling them and shifting them, is going to be very helpful once you do start your actual stream. That's why I said gain experience. Start stream. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be scuff. There is no VTuber who started out without any scuff. Don't be afraid to have scuff on your streams. It will happen. I, for one, have muted my stream multiple times without even realizing it. Or try a Vroid or those free VTuber models to train streaming. Yes, exactly. That is very, very much true. You can start with a VROID model, or if you really want to go for Live 2D, you can get free Live 2D models, like we discussed on last stream, from Booth.
Yep. Maybe next time we'll show you VROID as an example, which is why I always usually suggest VROID over using a free model, because free models, I feel like it'll be harder for you when it comes to, wanting to use your own brand later on down the line. But,
I guess this comes down to a personal preference thing, because I am the type who shifts more closer to 2D than 3D. So for me, live 2D models are a preference compared to everybody else.
Well, it's like if you're gonna do live 2D, you should get one of those models that lets you have hair options and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or just invest in a small, cheap model that has customization. We will share a few models on the Discord server for you guys to check out, which are under $20, $30 ish, which are really good. So, yeah, I have a VROID model with derp eyes. Awesome, Sukhoi. Again, yeah, any model, that it doesn't matter how or what your model is, as long as you have one and as long as you're starting streaming, that's already a step ahead compared to a lot of people who are just starting out and deciding on whether they want to stream or not. You saying my PNG sucks? I don't know, Dio, do you think your PNG sucks? Because my opinion doesn't matter here. It depends on whether you think.
It's all about what you decide.
Yeah. Again,
you want to start with PNGs? Those are fine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about we're trying to talk about more in the technical aspects for people who want to get into actual movement things more so than just PNGs on their own.
My PNG is fine. Excellent. Then that is all you need to do. Again, your choice on stream assets or resources or PNGs or design should not be influenced by other people's opinions, because again, people's view sets and opinions vary, and it doesn't have to influence you. It's the matter of whether you like your stream or not. At least, for the most part it is. And then, as you stream and as you progress, you can build your own brand eventually. I mean, PNGs are evolving to be so good that you are not really noticing that it's a PNG. Exactly. Yeah, there are softwares out there nowadays, other than the standard Discord reactives, that give PNGs a lot more expression than they used to.
And like, of course, so when we also talk about those types of PNGs who people have developed for those kind of things, also be prepared for those to have their own learning curve to them,
Yep.
and that they are going to be more expensive than a regular PNG.
Mm-hmm. 3D tends to be easier to customize down the road, but PNG and 2Ds are more appealing to masses. I feel like the appeal for 2D is mostly because they are relatively cheaper to manufacture compared to a 3D model. At the same time, like there's an art style that you can't replicate with 3D models to a degree. So that also plays a factor. It also comes down to preference. And now let's talk about actual branding when you eventually do need to brand. Hello, recommended. Welcome in. If you're starting out branding for your VTuber or stream in general, have a solid concept before you publish your model. Like during your journey as a VTuber, you'll probably go through multiple designs, multiple variations. So don't publish your concepts initially for your very first stream, because as you stream and as you interact with more streamers and VTubers, you might develop a change in palette, even color palettes, or even entire models. I have seen multiple streamers who started out as a cat girl or cat boy VTuber. I'm just giving an example here, and then later down the line they changed their entire species. Like I have been following multiple VTubers to the point that some I have like not been on Twitch for a month. I come back and I see them and I'm like, I don't remember who you are anymore. Like I literally
So
had
like,
that happen
here's
today.
I'm also going to talk about this. And the thing is, like, you can gradually change into something else. That's
Hmm.
not like what we're saying with the thing. The problem is you have to do uh in order for the to pull this off accurately, or at least not to like alienate your fan base, is you have to do the, as we like to call it, the Pepsi branding, the Pepsi brand, where the brand slowly changes from completely, like, what the Pepsi brand looks like is actually pretty different from what it looked like from when it started.
It's a
But you have
progressive
to do it
change,
gradually. Yeah, you have
right?
to do a aggressive, not a change. If you're going to change it, change something like maybe do the color first, and or maybe change your species first. Something that's not going to like do it. If you want to have bigger booba later on,
Yeah,
maybe make it a gradual change, like several people have done.
because what I felt like what happened is that this streamer that I saw today, they changed their entire name, their stream description, and everything, including their model. And I
Hmm.
literally looked at it like, why am I following you? Who are you? And I literally stayed in that stream for like an hour to figure out who that is. And a lot of followers would not stick around as long as I have. Would probably be like, oh, I don't know who this is. Do I like the vibe? If I don't, I'm just gonna leave. Which is why I mentioned that changing designs often is not good. You can change your model. It's not like, oh, once you start with a model you can never change it. It's more of doing it in a progressive manner. And also this is part of branding. Like once you establish yourself as a type of VTuber, if you change it, that means you're going to have to redo your entire brand from scratch. And ideally it's better to keep that brand than change it, if that makes sense.
So, like, at your beginning stage is when you're experimenting with it.
Yep.
Like, that's when you have a better chance to like change around your model or
I would
more,
say the first
or like
year
do whatever.
itself is
Yeah.
like for you to experiment. Like on the first year, you can
Hmm.
go ahead, change your models, change your setup, change like what kind of streams you do to experiment and see what sticks and what doesn't. But
Hmm.
afterwards, I would say you can settle on a niche and a design choice. I feel like that would be a better way to put it. And during the
Be
first month.
prepared.
Yeah.
People waste money on lore and change the VTube model. Yes, that's also going to be something we're going to talk about.
I mean, we can talk about that right
Lore.
now.
We can talk
I
about lore right now.
yep. I will
Stop
say
doing
this.
lore.
I
Lore.
will
There is no point to lore as a VTuber.
I will say this right now. 90% of your viewers will never care about your lore. There will be a 10% will be probably slightly interested, but even then, they will not really go deep into it. You're the only one who will care about your lore. So,
In
whether
my
you make
personal opinion, unless you really have fun making lore, I wouldn't I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't like worry too much about it. In
it,
my personal opinion, I feel like lore is more for people who are in companies and stuff like that for when they actually do animated projects and stuff like that.
I wrote 500-page lore.
As
Mason, if you
as an
really want to,
independent streamer,
go for it.
yeah.
But the thing is,
Mhm.
like, it doesn't have to be the center of your stream. It never is. If you're
It's
interested
not
in
going to affect
yeah,
unless you're role playing as part of your stuff as a VTuber. I wouldn't worry about it.
it's not something you should invest money on because I've seen a lot of people like spend money on like making lore, like talking to writers and stuff like that. And I would say don't spend your money on it initially. Like be what you want. Like if you're an owl VTuber, just say, "Hey, I'm an owl VTuber." That's it. Boom, done. If you're a dog VTuber, boom, you're a dog VTuber. You don't need intricate lores in the beginning. And if you feel like you want one, get it later.
Please
'Cause,
write it yourself at least. I
yeah,
think it's
don't pay someone
hilarious
to
for
make.
people who are paying people to write lore for them.
I mean, I get the appeal of making stories for your character eventually, like, put them in a scenario and maybe your writing skills aren't that great yet. But
And then
the
you can
entire
hire a
lore,
writer, but like for your lore itself, do not hire a writer for that, please, for the love of God.
yeah. And again, always think about saving money initially. Because if you have the budget to go for it, but let's be honest, a lot of us usually don't have the vast amount of budget that you would need to like have everything custom, like custom models, custom overlays, custom music. It's gonna add up to literally thousands of dollars, which I would not recommend spending initially. If you have the budget that you can blow, I would still recommend don't, at least for the first couple of months. Because again, if it feels like it's not for you, then you're wasting money.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we recommend getting pre made models to learn puppetry. And what is puppetry? Well, it is how you utilize your model. Because normal tracking is not all there is when it comes to live 2D or VTube 3D rigging. Because rigging will only take you so far. You need to act the part on stream. You need to exaggerate your expressions. You need to exaggerate your movements so that your VTuber model or 3D model translates it. And that itself is called puppetry. It's like the name suggests, you're controlling a puppet. And the more you practice, the better you get. I can just sit on my chair, not move and talk, and my model will just be as stiff as I am. But
And also, here's some advice for puppetry. Something that I would like to set up for myself eventually. Not only just have your iPhone tracker, but also to have like a separate cam tracker as well. Because what you can do is you can set that tracker up to do hand movements. This is the suggestion that has been given by other VTubers and stuff like that. So what you do is you set up your expressions to hand gestures. So like if you want to set off the angry emote, you can like set it to your middle finger or something, and
yeah,
that'll set up your angry expression and stuff like that. So that's what we mean even more about puppetry. You can actually literally use your hands to set off your expressions for your VTuber.
and you will not get all of these on the first try. You will need to
Yep.
experiment, you need to practice, and the best way to do that is just start streaming with what you have. Get a model, even if it's pre made, start using it so that you get comfortable with puppetry. And
Mm-hmm.
once you're really comfortable, then think about getting a model, is what I would personally recommend.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what we really need to talk about when it comes to branding. Also, Sugai said
And yeah,
real.
that's just why we're saying all this is because yes, a lot of people do quit in like 1 year after doing stuff. Even the ones who are more popular than say even us who have been doing this for several years, which is why it's how to piss off the overall large VTuber community in general, where someone gets super popular in a year that they've done something, and then they just quit. It's because they don't like VTubing.
Yeah.
Uh,
You also need to grow a thicker skin as you stream, because let's be honest, you're going to encounter different people and not all of them will be on the good variety. There will be
mhm,
there will I'm just going to be straight with you guys. There are going to be people who are weird with you. There are going to be people who will start using you. There will be people who will, well, be generally mean towards you while they're acting friendly on the surface,
mhm.
and you
Like
will
me,
encounter.
I'm just pretending, guys. I don't care about any of them.
Yeah, Sherry says that, but I can guarantee you guys, Sherry is one of the nicest people I met. The fact that I'm still friends with Sherry proves that. Ah.
I'm terrible. What are you talking about? Nobody likes me. It's crazy. Clearly, it's
Shush,
me. There's something wrong with me.
shush, Sherry. It's not you. It's us. Ah. But for reals though, we will. You guys will, and well, by extension, we will also. Me and Sherry will also eventually encounter people who are very iffy, which is why,
Mhm,
the more you experience streaming, the more you will get better at handling them, whether they act on stream or in private.
mhm.
I'm going into goofy chibi. Good for you. The thing is, like, when you stream, you will encounter viewers who are weird with you on stream. Like, you will have like very rude comments, very mean comments, very concerning comments that pop up in your stream, and you need
A
to learn.
stalker. I had one of those.
I was trying to tiptoe over that, but okay. You will have stalkers. You will have very, very concerning people who are absolute creeps.
I would not say the VTuber community is like school. I would say that the overall internet thing is like school. I don't believe there's an actual VTuber community. It's more like an industry.
It's a pretend
And
community, more
yeah.
drama at every corner. That's the problem. Like, I feel like a lot of VTubers or streamers will just hop in on an issue and just blow it out of proportions a lot of times just to
Mhm.
gain traction onto their stuff. Like, I can
To
talk about
get
multitude of
attention
them.
of the big drama tubers so that way people will come and see their stuff. Who cares if it's good or bad, right?
Yeah, most
Although
of the
I would
times.
argue for us as I don't want to use this word as influencers as as influencers I would say that negative drama is not good for you since
Yeah.
that's not good for your branding.
So generally, just stay out of drama. Just don't interact with it. Even if you have something to say about it, I would say don't talk about it. And if your community or if your chat asks about it, be ready to handle it. Which is why you need to gain experience handling your chat members, you could say, your chatters. Sometimes people will ask really inappropriate questions. And, you know, if you're not okay with handling that, then don't start streaming. Just don't. You need to make decisions on the fly, which is not going to be great if you're very new to it. So, again, at the end of the day, don't think about it too much. Just start streaming, and as you stumble and fall, you will learn what to do and what not to do.
Learning, yay.
Yay! And next, we go on to competitor analysis because, yes, as a technical point of VTubing, you need to analyze your competitors. That means I need to analyze Sherry. Cherry is my
I don't
friend,
know
but
what I'm
also,
doing. Hey,
yes, Cherry is my friend, but at the same time, she is also a fellow VTuber, which means technically she is a competitor. Tomo, no,
but
my
but you're
cat.
beating me.
No, I'm not. What do you mean?
Yes, you are. You have more followers than I do.
It doesn't matter. We're all fellow. Well, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say we are fellow co-workers in the VTubing space.
Which means I need to steal all of Zell's followers. Quick, Zell's followers, ditch him and follow me instead.
Do it. Go
No, I'm
follow
kidding.
Cherry. But what I'm trying to say is like, doesn't matter if it's your friend or not, if it's a corporate VTuber that you're looking up to.
I can't even be bothered to subtitle my shit, guys. I am not a good competitor. Don't. And this is what's
Analyze.
bad about this is Zell helped me set up a computer program to do the subtitling for me, and I still can't be bothered to do it. That's
Wow.
how fucking lazy I am.
Okay, maybe I picked a really bad example for this. But still, I would say analyze your competitors. What I'm trying to say is that as a VTuber, I would recommend watching other VTubers to see how they execute their streams. Learn from them. Steal their shit. Quite literally, steal it. And I don't mean steal their model. Don't no, not their models. Please don't steal their designs. I'm not encouraging you to steal the designs. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, don't be like that one VTuber who wanted to be discount Shy Lily.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't steal a person's design, and don't steal their mannerisms. That's kind of weird. What I'm trying to say is steal their execution of ideas. See what's making them popular. It doesn't have to be big VTubers. You can look at small VTubers who have attracted a lot of like viewers. You can look into their shit and be like, oh, that's what they're doing to entertain chat, and see if that's something you can do. For example, certain redeems, like some streamers will have a singing redeem, or some streamers will have a redeem where they cannot swear for a few minutes. If that's something that seems interesting to you, steal it. Don't worry about that's their idea.
Put your own twist on those ideas that you stole.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a hydrate thing. I too have a hydrate thing, but it's fake. I'll tell people that, oh, that's funny, you redeemed that because that's not real. My real hydrate redeem is at the bottom of the thing.
Like, do stuff like that. Like, bring variety into your streams by looking at others and how others have executed theirs. Also, hello, Bitter, welcome in. We're talking about VTubing 101.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I have the silly commands on my stream. Like, the ones that Dio really likes, the exclamation PP, the exclamation hug, the D20. Those are things.
Somebody got confused why I didn't have a pet redeem as a doggo VTuber, and I'm like, because I'm dumb and I don't know how to set that up. You'll have to wait until that happens one day.
But sets those up, and the stuff that I have, those aren't my original ideas. I've seen other streamers do it, and I'm like, I can probably make something like that. And I started looking into it, and I made my own. And that's basically how you do it. And god dang it, Bitter, I heard that.
I can't hear nothing because I am just somebody who is hanging out. I am not there.
But really go into the technical aspects of other people's streams. See what they're doing, see what they're not doing, and take notes, basically.
You don't even have to be streams. It could be ideas for making YouTube content. For example, I'm stealing Game Grumps ideas and I'm doing Let's Plays on my YouTube channel.
Exactly. And next, let's talk about the softwares that you need for starting stream. You don't really need a lot of software. I'm just going to be very honest. You only need 2. I put in 3, but you only need 2. One is OBS, because again, we need the software to actually do the streaming. And 2 is any form of software that you can use to express yourself. The easiest one you can do is Discord Reactive by Fujitech. It is a website you can go to. You can sign in with Discord and just jump into a VC, set up 2 PNGs, and you're done. That is what me and Cherry are currently using right now.
Papa boy.
The bonk redeem is not on. I'm sorry. I paused a few redeems since we are on PNGs today. But yeah. And if you really want to go into the animated route where you have a model, choose any of the available model softwares. For example, VTube Studio if you really want to go into like live 2D models. Vroid if you want to go into the Vroid models. I think it's VC Face, the software that they use for, right?
Yeah.
For the 3D models. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
And
there's also like even if you don't have a cam, for like Vroid models, there are actually options for people who don't have cameras and stuff like that. Like
you can have
VC
lip
Magic
sync.
Mirror, I think.
They have a lip
Yeah, it's
sync
just lip
option.
sync for the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also track the eyes with, like, you can set up auto blinking and also track the eyes to your mouse so that it looks as real as possible. You really don't need
Mm-hmm.
a camera.
Yep.
So it'll take a while to set up, but I will guarantee it is worth it. And every other software that every other streamers are talking about, other than these three require, like, like three softwares that you need, are secondary, which means that you really don't need it. It's nice to have, but it's not going to like make or break your streams. And
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that I'm talking about are Mix It Up, for example, is a software that I use to control everything in my streams. For example, I can see chat on Mix It Up, so I don't really have to have a separate chat on. I used Mix It Up to set up commands. For example, the exclamation PP command, the exclamation bonk, and the exclamation D20 are the commands that I set up with Mix It Up. I can also use it to connect to VTube Studio so that it triggers certain changes related to redeem. So, for example, if someone makes a redeem, it'll change my hair color into something, or we could say I can connect it to TITS so that when someone does a redeem, it also triggers something else on my overlay while I'm getting hit by multiple objects against my belt. And I would recommend everyone who's starting out to at least install Mix It Up and try it, because that software has way too many layers. Like, I could do an entire stream on just Mix It Up.
I don't even know what Mix It Up is, says Cherry, and she doesn't have Mix It Up.
Sherry, I think I should help you set up Mix It Up because I think it's going to help you out
Maybe
a
we
lot.
can do that as one of the streams to see how dumb Cherry is with technology.
I mean, yeah, it probably is a good
And
idea because it has a lot of options, and I'll be honest, I use like 4 of them on the regular basis, and it has over 20 options that you can do.
Mm.
And I've seen some people who did like really crazy stuff with it. Another software that you can use that if you don't want to use Mix It Up is called Sammy or Sammy, which is basically Sammy. It's a control panel for your stream, which you can like configure to like do very crazy things onto.
Maybe
And
one day I should get one of those like actual the button thingies that so you can control things since
you
I
mean a
am
Stream
dumb
Deck?
and I don't know. Yeah, Stream Deck. One day I should get one of those because
I would
I'm like,
say
yeah.
like Cherry, for you I would say get one, but for anyone who's starting out, don't invest on a Stream Deck. It's not worth it as a
Yeah, don't.
beginner. It is a really expensive
Only
purchase.
do it if you're really bad at technology like me, and visuals will really help you out figuring out what it is because I am really bad at remembering what buttons are what.
And if you're like slightly good with technology, I would recommend getting a extra number pad and binding your keys to it. It works just as well. But I'll be honest, it works
Cherry
just as
is
well.
dumb, and Cherry doesn't remember what number goes to where. So,
So yeah, Stream Deck. But as a beginner, don't invest on a Stream Deck.
yeah.
Or if you really want one, put it on your throne and let your community buy it for you. This is not a joke. I'm actually very serious about it. Don't spend money on it. It's not worth it.
Not worth it. Oh, they worth it for Cherry, who's been a streamer for almost 4 years. Her 4 year anniversary is coming up. She's celebrating it for September to doing a sub thing.
Hey,
Sub
it's gonna
goals.
be September. Woo!
September. Woo. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
No
Adele,
worries.
you
Yeah.
got this.
I got this. I will entertain chat for while you were gone. But again, so far for you guys who are watching, do you have any questions for us? I will try to answer as much as I can. And also, while someone's typing questions, if they are, what I would like to also mention is that you necessarily don't have to stream to be a VTuber. You can make pre-recorded videos, like most YouTubers do. They're not necessarily live, and for that, I would recommend there are a few editing softwares that I can recommend. The most popular one and the most recommended one would be DaVinci Resolve. If you have worked with Adobe Premiere, it is very similar to that in terms of editing and customizations that are available. It is completely free, which is great. And I would suggest that I would say the learning curve is extremely high for a beginner if you've never done video editing before. But because it's a free tier software, I highly recommend it. But if you are okay with spending a little bit of money and you really don't want to get into the technical sides of video editing, there are other softwares. For example, Filmora is a software that is subscription based. So, you have to pay a monthly subscription, but it is very easy for a beginner to start editing videos. They have presets, they have assets, they have musics that are like freely available. You can use whenever you want. The editing and implementation of effects are like very simple, straightforward, like single button clicks. So for a beginner, they are really cool. The only problem is it's not a free software. You have to like have a subscription. So only do that. I would recommend. I would say it's the subscription price is worth the benefits you get, but only if you are someone who edits videos on a regular basis. I would say if you're making 3 to 4 YouTube videos a month, then Filmora is great. But if not, I would recommend sticking to DaVinci Resolve. And yeah, I am Sony Vegas guy since ancient times. That is totally fine. If you are familiar with Sony Vegas and it's a software that you're really comfortable with, go for it. I am mostly talking about like anyone who's like really new to starting out. Would not recommend. Yeah, I heard that it has a really tough learning curve, but also heard that once you get the hang of it, it's actually really useful. I could be wrong. I know a lot of people who use Adobe Premiere, but the issue I have is that Adobe's current subscription model is not great. I'm just going to be honest, it's not great, especially since you have to pay extra for just canceling your subscription, which is insane. I would not recommend anyone to get an Adobe subscription. Just go for the ones that are like free tier. Yeah, Adobe is like very bad right now. But yeah, that is basically most of the softwares that we want to talk about. But let's go on to the next topic, which are the websites that, well, these aren't all the websites, but these are the very few that I find are very useful for, beginner streamers. They are better free alternatives out of, yeah, exactly. For example, if you want to do illustrations of any kind, I would say Inkscape is a option. Clip Studio Paint, even though it's a paid option, it's an option and really good software. I forgot the software that I recommended to you, Sherry, for illustration. What was that again? Was that Inkscape?
Maybe.
The one you made the logo for me for?
Oh, that, yeah, Inkscape.
That is really good for vector design. And, for video editing, instead of Adobe Premiere, go for DaVinci Resolve. It does basically everything it can.
Mm-hmm.
So go, you are new and broke. That is fine. We are also, well, I am old and broke. There's no difference between us at this point. Use Paint. MS Paint is an interesting software. I know a lot of people can make really amazing things with it. I am not one of those people.
A lot of this stuff we're offering is like stuff that you could use to put like other stuff. Usually that they're also compatible with like Adobe stuff. So you can like open, say, like, I believe you can open vector, like,
yes, you can.
That
you can open illustration
into
files,
Inkscape and stuff like that. So
the same thing with Photoshop files. You can open Photoshop files in Clip Studio Paint, which really helps because live 2D, if you're a live 2D designer, you'll know the pain that, and live 2D model has to be exported as a PSD file for rigging, which is pain.
Hmm.
But luckily enough, Clip Studio can export it as a PSD file. So, yay! Thank you, Clip Studio, for not
Yay.
destroying our hopes and dreams. But moving on from the softwares, these are a few of the websites that I feel like every streamer or every VTuber should know about. Some of them you might already know. The first one I want to talk about is Stream Elements, which is a really, really
Yay.
good like website to log in and set stuff up. Stream Elements can help you set up your overlays, which I recommend doing your overlays over on Stream Elements and then copying the browser source onto your OBS instead of having everything on your OBS. Why? The benefit is that if or when your computer loses, the stuff that you saved, you don't have to go through the agony of setting all of that up again. Let's say your hard drive fails and you lose all your data. Well, looks like you're going to have to set up all of your overlays and alerts on OBS all over again, which is not going to be
Also,
great.
it or like computer shit, it uses less memory to have it
Yep.
on a website rather than doing it directly
It also means
from
that
your
there's only
computer.
one thing you need to manage on your OBS instead of having, I don't know, 10 pieces of overlay material on a single page. And you can always go back
Yep.
and edit it, stuff like that. And Stream Elements will also let you set up alerts for when you get bits, when you get donations, when someone does a redeem, everything like that, except if it's Chrome. Oh, it doesn't matter what browser you use to sign in on Stream Elements,
Hmm.
because what you're using is you are just copying the browser source and then importing that into your OBS. So you're not actually
Yeah, so
opening
the
any
OBS
browser.
is using it, not your computer.
Yeah. So you don't have to open any browsers. It's just it's a set and forget kind of deal where once you set it up, you don't need to like go back and change anything unless you need to modify something. And the best part about Stream Elements is that you can have multiple overlays set up. So you can have multiple browser sources for each screen. So you don't have to have like manage everything on there, which is kind of nice.
Hmm.
Another website I would like to talk about is VGen. Yay, the website that drains all my money.
VTuber is something I don't recommend to any of you starting out because it's not for beginner people. It's for people who are further into their streaming journey.
I would still
Because
say it's a good thing to know about. Uh,
VGen is not cheap.
It's not cheap, but it's also like something to know about because I feel like a lot of
Hmm.
people don't know what VGen is. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically very similar to Fiverr, but it's just for VTube stuff. You can commission artists for everything and anything you need. As Sherry mentioned, it is a bit pricey, so maybe not spend too much money there. But the art's really good, and I really recommend some of the artists there.
But if you are at the phase where it's time to start commissioning things for your streaming and stuff like that, I do recommend using it at least like for beginning stuff to find artists and to see how to make this word seem nice and seem like I'm not like throwing any of our artist friends under the bus. To see how reliable.
I mean, that is true because we have had multitude of experiences where some
Mhm.
of them are not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Also, don't be friends with your artists. It's not a good idea.
Hmm.
Keep friendship out of business because usually that doesn't end well.
I usually only do it if people need it for their portfolios and stuff like that on my end.
Hello, Nim. It's funny that Nim
I
joined in
was an
as I said,
experimental
don't be friends with your
VTuber
artists.
baby. I was an experimental VTuber baby for a couple of people who I'm friends with. I don't recommend going through it because like you constantly feel like, is it all right for me to talk to them about where my bottle is? I know they're going through it right now. It's
uh, what artist? No, no, no. I was saying that don't be friends with your artist, not artists in general.
Mhm.
Like I would say, more or less, like keep friendship and commission separate because they are.
Yeah, like if you do stuff, like for example, I did do Zelrose. I still need to do the color version of it, but that was like a for free thing, so don't can't be friends. Yeah.
No, no, I'm. God dang it! Keep friendship and commission separated, Dio.
It's fine if your friends are doing you stuff for free and stuff like that, but like when you put money into it, that's when things sometimes get to be like, mm, it's
Concerning.
only if you know like your friend is very good for it. I think you should commission people, or if you're not in like a rush to do it, like me, like I could care less when my VTuber models get to me. So like I'm not gonna be on any of my friends' case if they're like doing a VTuber model for me. But I'm getting to the point where like I'm now considering this more and more of a business. So I probably won't be going to friends much anymore
Hmm.
for my stuff because, I need to consider this my business at this point. So,
Yee.
like if I want to do something for an anniversary or something like that, I need things done in a timely manner.
But yes. Another
Hmm.
website, which Cherry would highly praise me for putting here, is a free alternative for VGen, which is Booth, where
Oof.
it's I say alternative, but not really. It's just a place where you can
Mhm.
find everything you need to start out of streaming, whether it's music, overlays, models, you name it. It's there. Um, there are paid ones, but there are also multitude of free ones. Just go through the filters and find what you like. Uh, Also, read the description. It's in Japanese, so just translate it. It's not too hard to read through it. Please read through it.
So one of our things today, because we will be going through, as I told Zell, that we should do material highlights at the end of our streams for specific things. One of the things will be from Booth. A lot of my stuff will be from Booth because I feel like there's a lot of very popular things that people use from there that people don't know about. And I'm doing my best to choose ones that have large selections and are decently priced.
Hmm.
So yeah, the main one that we will be highlighting today will be from Booth.
Yee. So bookmark it, go to Booth,
Hmm.
create an account. I think you also need a Pixiv account to access
Yep.
Booth, so make that account as well. Oh, also just remember, whenever you're making an account for something, always link it to your VTuber account, not your IRL account.
Hmm.
You'll thank me later for that.
Hmm.
Have yourself a VTuber email. Do not link it to your personal one because it's going to be a pain in the butt.
Yep.
I may be wrong for that, but general don't use shits for free even for friends because that most of the time leads to them asking more down the road. It depends. Again, it matters on terms of like who is the friend in question and who's the one giving it to you. Because most of the time there's no such thing as a free meal. I will be very honest. Uh,
Hmm.
it's more of a give and take kind of relationship when it comes to me and my friends. Like I make them art every now and then too, and they give me stuff in return. But most of the time, I do try to pay for it. Never accept free shit from random people because I feel like they is something owed there. But if it's in a website where they're saying it's a free asset, go for it. It's different.
Yep. It's it's very I think Dio would hit me if I added something for free. Uh, like I say, it's like it depends on how good friends you are. Like I don't mind doing shit for free
But it's
for now and then because I've had good friends with people. Especially, usually I will tell them straight up. Usually, I am doing this to increase my portfolio and stuff like that. Like that's what I did Zell's logo because I'm gonna be trying to increase my actual work portfolio,
hmm.
stuff like that.
Also something you guys need to know about is that when you're getting free stuff, you're not really entitled to it. So if the person fails to deliver
Hmm.
it for any reason, you are not allowed to go on them about it because it's free. If they didn't deliver
Hmm.
it, then it's not up to you to get angry about it. Because I've seen people get angry on Twitter for that. It's like, oh, I was promised a free model. Boo hoo. Why are you complaining about it? It was supposed to be free. If it's something you spend money on and you didn't get it, then that's a problem. If it's, advertised as free, then no. I think you should never promise something free because people always get mad. And that's the thing. Like, it's not something you're
here's the thing.
entitled to.
It depends on the situation. It depends on if people, for example, are doing a raffle, for example. But this is also why I think people, if they're going to do a raffle, they should start charging people for the raffle. So that way they have to, pony up to their end of the bargain. The follower raffles, I don't like a lot of those because I don't like the engagement bait stuff, because I feel like you're just trying to get a lot of followers en masse for
And a lot of times the followers who join will just leave after they, don't get the raffle.
So that's that.
But it is a way to, it's a tactic to grow, I will say. So it's not the best, but again, it's better than nothing usually. So
yeah.
But for scenarios like that, that's more of a promise than a free stuff, because again, they are receiving something in return for the model, which is, engagement and followers. So, but even then, it's like it's a gray area when you're upset that you didn't get it. I don't know. It probably might be just a me thing. But most of the time, like, if it's free, don't base your schedule, I would say. Don't base your schedule around something that was promised as free. If someone does offer it. Like, for example, Terry offered me a logo. Doesn't mean that I have a set date for a logo release or something. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's fine. That's basically how I see it. And I'm not allowed to get on Cherry's DMs and be like, "Hey, Cherry, I need that logo in like 4 weeks." No, that's Cherry's decision. That's Cherry's decision when she decides to complete it. But if it's
from my thing,
but it's a different scenario.
It's whenever my ADHD kicks in and I can hyper focus on that again.
Yeah, but if I'm paying Cherry, let's say a couple, let's say, I don't know, $100 for the logo, then I'm allowed to set a schedule, and then I'm allowed to ask Cherry for updates. So be very clear about stuff like that. And if it's something that you really want on a schedule, I would just say, even if they're offering for free, pay them so that you will have a better control over the schedule. And if they're not accepting, just hire somebody else. It's fine. Your friend, if they're your friends, they will understand. But yeah. The next website on our list is Pixel Chat. I highly recommend this website for setting up your chats and shoutouts. This is the website that I currently use for my shoutout system. So if I do an exclamation shoutout for Nim, for example, if I do that, I realize that this screen doesn't have it. Give me a second. I need to go to the main screen. There you go. See that little thing up top? That is a overlay setting that I have from Pixel Chat. This one will show a video and whatever the last stream is on the overlay. Sorry, Nim. Yes, I am a scuff streamer. I embrace my scuff. It's fine. But yes, that is set up using Pixel Chat, and the chat settings is done with Stream Elements. Yes, Stream Elements has a bot, which you can add onto your stream to do the shout out things and among, other redeems. The chat, I think you guys can already see the chat. If you guys type in the chat, it'll show up. That overlay entirely is made on Pixel Chat, but it's not the only one. You can use Stream Elements for the chat. I just use Pixel Chat because it's a lot more cleaner, in my opinion. But yeah, that's about it. And this is a website, I don't think Cherry knows about this one. It's called Triggerfire. Have you heard about this one, Cherry?
I didn't even hear a pixel chat, so you're in a whole other
Dang.
you're in a whole other ballpark than me.
Pixel Chat is great for shoutouts. I highly recommend it if you guys want to set that up.
Mhm.
Triggerfire is a website I would recommend for redeems, especially the ones that have interaction. Yes, for example, the glass redeem. Again, sorry, Kane, that doesn't work on this screen. I will put on the game screen so that you see what happens. Ah, where's the glass redeem? There you go. If I do the glass redeem, this happens. You see a little gif of Squidward rubbing on my face for no particular reason, along with the music track for the glass. But that is basically entirely done with Triggerfire. And what you do is you set up a GIF to play. It can be a GIF, a video, or a PNG. You can set the positioning and the timing for it on specific redeems. You can have specific soundtracks play for said stuff as well. And yeah,
Wow.
basically anything with channel points you can do with Triggerfire as long as it's on its own browser source. For the more advanced stuff where it moves the model and stuff like that, I would recommend using something like Mix It Up or Sammy. And those aren't websites; those are actual
Oh.
softwares. So for redeems, Triggerfire. For shoutouts, Pixel Chat. For the chat, I also recommend Pixel Chat. And for funny sound alerts, my favorite, My Instance. Just Google My Instance, you'll see a website which has tons of buttons. I do recommend lowering the volume on your headphones because some of those are really loud. And if just press a button, you'll hear a sound alert. If you like it, you can just download it off of the website directly. You can use those for, basically your sound alerts, or you can even use that in videos that you edit. And most of those are free. Actually, I believe the entire website is free to use. So, yay for sound alerts! Those things really do boost the interactivity of your streams. And the final website that I would recommend for today is Canva. Yay! One of the most versatile websites in this session. Uh, Canva can be used for anything that is between from having logos set up to presentations and entire videos. Funnily enough, this entire presentation was made on Canva in about 20 minutes before the stream.
Yeah.
So it's really good software. Website I would recommend. I use this for most of my thumbnails for YouTube. Some of the ending pages for YouTube videos as well as presentations and logos. Really good website, I would say. Yeah. And that is all the websites we have for today. Yay, I'm basically done for that. That's all the tech stuff for today. And if you guys have any questions, we could go through that now, or if you don't, we can just go into the highlighted stuff for today. Yay!
Yes, now we will just go into what is the store that you can go into and take stuff. Example, the the cake on this thing is from the people who we recommend for today's assets.
Yay! Should I just hop over to boot, or do you have the
Yeah.
links?
I have the link of the person.
Yay!
I can just post it to you again. Oh,
Yay!
there, it
Yep.
was a neck. So
There you go. We are in. Actually, I should probably share this to you too, so
mhm.
that you won't have a delay.
All right. So the asset people who we are recommending for today is Usaneko Memory. And while they do not have a lot of free stuff, all of their stuff is relatively priced under 3,000 Japanese yen, which, when translated to US dollars, is about under so it means they're about $20 and under for like their most expensive stuff. So like the most expensive stuff will be roughly around $20 the most. But inside of these packs are stuff that come in multiple colors. They have transitions. They have uh, chat bubbles and stuff like that, thumbnail things, tons and tons of assets. But like one of the main stuff is they have a lot of room assets. And so
Stuff like
why
this, little
main reasons why.
candles.
Yeah.
And this is like 500 Japanese yen, which is very super cheap. And
Yeah.
it's not a single candle; it's like a set of stuff, so you can mix
Yeah.
and
They
match.
they sell tons and tons of sets. Their ARM assets come in lots of color. This the other reason I am also using this as this is because they have this is their English store. They have a Japanese store and an English store. This store is in English, so you can read everything that is included in their stuff. They have tons of skin tones included for their ARM assets. But the base thing is why I am recommending this store is mostly for the room assets. Uh, all of their rooms are built in like a bunch of different PNGs. So basically, even if you had like the same room assets as someone else, you can mix and match and rearrange, and no two rooms will look the same, even even if you're using the same stuff. So like for example, the so everything you see in this room is its own asset. You can change which position of the doors are on, you can change the positions of where the bed or the sofa is. See, like this is two example of all the same assets, but they like they did a different layout for the room.
I believe these are also animated too, right? The background of it,
I think
because
some of them
this one
might be
has,
animated, but I'm not entirely sure.
again, read through the descriptions of it. They usually have demo videos for it too, so
Mm-hmm.
just go through the demo videos of these as well, which will probably help.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like Cherry mentioned, you can this is literally the overlay for OBS, so you can literally change where they're arranged along with their
So, like for
positioning.
example, in your so while they did this in OBS, you could just put everything straight into
Theme elements.
Stream Elements, and I would say you could like do the desk, for example. You could put that straight into your OBS if you wanted to have your VTuber be behind
Yeah,
the thing. But for
highly
the like the
recommend this one.
background part,
Ye-
yep, they have tons and tons of stuff, cups. There's have a couple things for free. You could put yourself into jail. That's one of their free assets that you can get from them.
God dang it! I'm jumping into the VTuber hole again, Cherry. Ah.
Don't buy anything. You don't need anything from here, so you personally do not need anything from here.
But the room. There's also another problem with VTubers. We tend to jump into stuff and buy them without knowing if we need them or not. My advice: get a friend who will discourage you from buying stuff.
You do not need anything from yourself.
Ah. Welcome to the dark hole of VTubing. It goes deep. Yeah, exactly. The more you browse, the more you realize you want it, and then once you get it, you realize that, oh, why did I spend money on this? I don't need it anymore.
hmm You recently set up all of your overlays and stuff, and also you don't do just chatting that much. The reason why I offer it is mostly for people who do just chatting streams. That's what you're probably going to want a room more for than, like, if you were, say, a video game streamer and stuff like that.
Uh, but yeah, we highly do recommend this website. Both is great.
hmm
It's also very dangerous, so don't link your
Yeah.
credit card to it because you will go into a rabbit hole and a shopping spree. Trust me, I have done that, and not fun, especially when you get the credit card bill. uh, but yeah,
But yeah, but this person, like we said, also has some free stuff here. That this cake being one of the free things that they have.
the BC.
I do believe they also have some VTuber models
Uh,
available, I think.
I don't see the models on this one. I mean, then again, they have several pages. They have a lot of room
It's,
assets.
I believe it's this one. Hang on, let me direct message you who what I think is one of the VTuber models, which I think yeah.
Oh yeah, this one is a set, and it's free.
Mm-hmm.
Again, for if you guys want to start out with a model, there you go, free model. It has a multitude of expressions. Like, I'm going to be very honest, any model with this many expressions, if you're getting a custom one, is going to cost you upwards of like anywhere above 500 USD just for the model, and the rigging's
Mm-hmm.
going to cost extra. So realistically,
And luckily, everything is in English, so you can roll down and see all of their stuff
yep,
of their terms of use for this VTuber model.
500 to $1,000. Yes, but if you're calculating with the rigging, I would say the lowest would probably be around the $700 range with both art and rigging. Unless like it's a really new artist, then their rates are super cheap. But usually, a light 3D model will cost around 750 ish, and that is the basic stuff. If it has like really complex shapes or really complex accessories, it's gonna cost extra. The expressions are gonna cost extra. So outfits gonna be extra. We're just talking about the base price. It's going to be somewhere around 750 on average. And why spend 750 initially when you can get one for free or even like $30? I would say get the cheap one and then get used to it and then move on to getting your actual model. And this one you can customize the hair color too, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the ahoge. I just noticed you can change the ahoge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, there's actually two models separate. Okay, that makes sense. And don't worry, for male VTubers, we do have male variants of multiple models on both as well. My stand still stands. Draw stickman and put a bunch of anime faces, and you're done. Again, if that's the route you want to take, go for it. Own it. Be a stickman VTuber.
Mm-hmm. Own it. If you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah. It all depends on how expressive you can make your model and how entertaining you can be on stream. It doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if you have a $100 model or a $10,000 model. If you're not entertaining enough, your community is eventually going to grow tired and move on. That is the sad
Yeah, like
reality.
me. But people always leaving me. Oh my god, so sad.
Terry, I've been with you for 3 years. I haven't left you yet.
I can still hear Zell's voice.
I'm still here. Wow. Sherry, this is the sound of Zell's voice. You must make me waffles with
No,
extra
I don't like
chocolate. It's
waffles.
not for you, it's for
It's not for
me.
you either, because you're not here.
I'm a figment of your
Yeah, but the
imagination.
figment of my imagination eats the waffles.
This one can. Basically,
Yeah,
have a good
listen.
time. Have a good time with your
Yeah,
friends.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, Usuneko Memory, great place if you're starting out on a budget, want to build something with a thing. Hey, if you want to get a freaking car from them, you can.
Wait,
That's
you
one of their
can?
more expensive assets. Yeah, they have a driving scene set.
Dang.
Hang on
They
here, let
thought
me
of
paste
everything,
that.
huh?
Yeah, they had these guys have everything.
Let me check that out. Oh wow, that's an actual car.
Yeah. These guys have thought of everything for assets. They have like really unique assets, which is why I recommend them. Uh, only buy things if you need it though. But yeah, this is an animated asset, as you
That
can
is
see.
cool. That is actually
Hmm.
cool. I have no need for it, but still, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Booba is not enough to bring peeps into, but yeah, I like to browse Twitch bottom stream and just find good people who are great. It just they not had luck. Yes, that is true. Like an attractive
That is
model will grab the attention of viewers for only like a few minutes, probably tops. The rest, whether they choose to follow you or stick around or come back to your streams, depends on your personality and how well you entertain them during the time they have been here.
or probably how often you're able to stream. I'm not able to stream often, so I think that's why I lose a lot of people.
Yeah, I have this theory that like people who stream longer for like for example 4 to 6 hour streams on average
Hmm.
get a lot more followers because they're hitting multiple time zones at the same time or multiple time zones
Hmm.
per stream.
Yep.
But if you're
Well,
doing short form
it also
content,
has to do with, I'm pretty sure someone has put up Twitch also prioritizes people who stream at least 3 times a week, I believe it is, and for 4 hours each stream. I think
oh
roughly that is said that Twitch starts to spit out your stuff to more people. I am not able to do that because I just don't have the time between, the people who I stream with and my time available to me in a day.
yeah, I try to stream like every other day. The problem is I can't hit 4 hours. I hit probably two and a
Hmm.
half to three usually, and it's only in the weekends where
Hmm.
I can go longer. But I do have a feeling
Yeah.
that your theory might be right because I tend to notice that people who do longer streams tend to get uh, noticed by Twitch more or noticed
Hmm.
by other viewers more. Like newer viewers pop in a lot more for them.
Yep.
But the quality of your model is only it can only get you so far, which is why I would say don't invest on a model just yet if you're starting out. Again, stream,
Hmm.
get something that catches people's attention, like get a really cute model or a handsome model that's really available, or just choose a png that looks nice. That's it. Just to grab attention. The rest, holding on to those viewers, is completely up to you. So practice streaming, practice building that personality, practice building that air of streamer. Well, streamer air, I could say.
Practice, practice murder. What? Anyway.
That too. You can practice murder. It's fine.
We must slowly kill off the competition. What? No, I would never. If anybody tries to use this to incriminate me, I will deny it. This is a joke. For the love of God, people, why?
It's funny you say that as a joke, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of content creators. I'll just say that as a general term because let's be honest, there's a lot of content creators who try to do that,
Mm.
which is why cancel culture is very popular in the VTuber space. I don't like it.
Oh boy.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
If you have the personality of sandpaper, it will not hold people in stream. Exactly. Exactly. It's you could have the like I hate this term because if you use it, you can have the fattest booba, but if you don't have the good enough personality, you will only have people there for a few seconds to appreciate the booba and then they'll leave.
Hmm. Mm.
They'll join, they'll see booba, and nice. Now I leave. Bye.
Or if you're a lolly. Even if you're a
Yeah.
lolly, you can only hold people so far. But isn't it hilarious that the only way to get attention is to have big donks or be a lolly? That's
Yeah.
your
It's like
options in MV2.
it's the two extremes that people go for. It's never in the middle.
Yeah. If you're in the middle, you're bad out of luck. Especially if you're not one of the sexy streamers. To which this may sound like self-deprecation, guys, but I'm talking about in the case of the to get people's clicks, their first like attention grab to you. This is what people initially go for
You need to be attractive,
off
which
the bat.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really bad concept, but it is what people gravitate to. Unfortunately, like again, first impressions
Mhm.
are the best impressions. So if the first impression is big booba, then I guess they're going to stay for big booba, which will never work in my favor because I don't have a chest.
Mm.
Nor do I have a really deep voice that drags people in.
Oh
I
gosh,
have
I'm so glad you
personality.
are not one of those people. Ugh, those guys are such assholes.
Wow.
Almost every single one of those dudes are an asshole. I'll say it. I bet even Laz can sometimes. No, I'm kidding. He's a guy. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. But he really leans into the boyfriend experience from time to time, which I knew was going to get him into trouble, and it has gotten him into trouble.
Multiple
So
times.
yeah,
Yeah,
glad as justice has always been. Yeah.
always will be. Oh God. Again, you will have your own preference, to each their own. I am not one to
Mm-hmm.
judge.
Yep.
We all have preferences. For example, I like the color blue. Does that mean everyone who doesn't like blue are wrong? No, not really. No, that's a lie. Everyone who doesn't like blue is wrong.
But please, for the love of God, if you're an aquatic creature, please do not choose blue as your fucking main color. Like,
Uh, we had this talk before stream where me, Daisuke, and Cherry were talking about it. Like every single aquatic VTuber, or at least 90% of them, have blue tones. Stop. You don't have to be blue. You can pick other colors.
the sea isn't even blue, guys, half the time.
uh, you can be red. You can be a red aquatic creature. For example,
Please just pick
lobsters.
other colors for a change. I'm begging you.
You can
I'm
be a
begging
pink
you.
octopus.
Mhm.
You can
Pink
even,
octopus, a green octopus, a brown octopus. You
yeah,
could be not even a natural color. You can be a turquoise. That turquoise is technically still blue, but at least turquoise is like a green blue, so it's a little different.
you can be a green turtle, or even a brown turtle. Anything that's not blue, please.
Mhm,
Pick yellow, like like the tropical fishes are yellow, green, pink. Every
mhm.
other color that's not blue. Ah, blue da ba dee da ba
Oh,
da.
double D, double die,
Ah.
double D, double die.
We also talked about how every wood spirit has green hair. Oddly enough, you guys can have other colored hair. It's okay. You know,
You guys can change it up a little bit. You can be a different color scheme.
be different. Like I'll be very okay. This is something that I feel like everyone should know. Be as different as possible so that people will look at you more. They'll see it and be like, "Oh, that's different. I want to check it out." Because different is good a lot of times if you execute it properly. Don't choose the safe
Mm-hmm.
option. Because I feel like a lot of people choose blue as an aquatic VTuber because that's a safe option. Because they've seen
Yeah.
it work like with multiple people to the point that, oh yeah, that works for everyone. I'm gonna choose that. It's like how
Mm-hmm.
every elf is blonde, or like majority of
Yeah.
the elves are blonde. It's
Yeah.
it's either blonde or silver haired elf. Elves can have
Yeah.
black hair. Elves can have brown hair. It doesn't have to be gold and silver.
You can make a blue-haired elf. I know that sounds crazy, but you can do it.
Ah, choose black for deep sea. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
choose black.
you could do black.
You can be like a
That would be interesting. Actually, now that I think of it, I remember the one aquatic VTuber who's not blue, and that's the eel girl from Idol, or who's graduating from Idol anyway. She's black and yellow thing because she's an eel,
The monster
which
that
I will
hides in
give.
deep sea. Yes, be Cthulhu, which is probably not a deep sea creature, but still, be Cthulhu.
It's not Cthulhu, Zell. It's a giant squid. It's called a kraken.
Wait, I thought Cthulhu was in the sea too. No, never mind.
No,
Oh,
Cthulhu is in the deep outer space.
oh, never mind.
He's an outer god, Zell. That's not Cthulhu. You're talking about a kraken.
I mean, doesn't he also have octopus features? So I just assumed,
He has octopus features, but he's not a kraken, Zell.
a lot of D&D people are just gonna come for me now. I can't believe you insulted Cthulhu.
Cthulhu is an Indian diesel. Cthulhu is in.
I get it. Cthulhu's a
Cthulhu is
space
in
squid.
Path. Cthulhu's. Oh, I can't be a spider of the sea. Aren't those cuttlefish or something?
Oh, you mean the little bug thingies that walk on water?
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Pun.
Uh,
Anyway, anything else? Just because all of the fish Pokemon are blue doesn't mean you have to be blue.
Be original with your designs. Also, don't copy from other YouTubers. That's a bad idea. We've seen multiple drama of that happening. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but also don't get mad if somebody has a similar concept to you if you do go for a basic design.
I
Like
am
if
not.
you're a white-haired elf, don't get mad that someone else is a white-haired elf.
Yeah. Hi, King. I feel like that's a bit too specific, Jerry.
What? I feel like it's the best explanation because we already talked about white-haired elves.
That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, I am not allowed to be angry at other owls who have brown tones because brown owls are very common.
Who?
Me.
Who?
Me. Who?
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 Also, hello, King. Hello, hello. Time for me to change my name and get a new PFP of a pink-haired hellhound. We already have one pink-haired hellhound. We don't need
Who?
another. You. You're the pink-haired
Oh.
hellhound. You're the pink-haired hellhound, Jerry.
I see. Wow, I learned so much every day. I think we need to wrap it up because I'm in tense pain.
Okay, yeah. We basically covered everything for today. Next week we will be back with more stuff. I don't really know what we're going to talk about. Me and Cherry will talk it over when Cherry feels better. But next Sunday we'll be back with more VTuber stuff. Cherry thought she was still a white-haired elf.
Yay.
Cherry's not an elf. Cherry's a doggo. Cherry is a dog.
I am a what?
I would assume that you are a dog.
I am a emotional support hellhound.
Yay! I will need some emotional support, mostly because I'm dying inside. Can I have emotional support?
Alright, my emotional support is I do not comprehend your feelings, and I will just stare at you waiting for you to fill my bowl with food. That's how I offer my emotional support.
I have a ball.
Nah.
I have this bone I found. I don't know whose it is.
Nah.
Okay. I have pedigree.
No.
It's dog food. What do you want from me?
I want the food you have.
Cherry, I'm eating chocolate. You can't eat this. You will die.
I want it.
It will literally kill you.
I want it.
Cherry, this is chocolate. This is basically poison to your kind.
I want it.
Well, I will see you guys later. I will try not to feed Cherry chocolate, but if it does happen, you know what's going to happen on Twitter. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. We're going to raid over to Scarlet, who's currently playing Monster Hunter. Have fun. Bully her. Continue bullying her. Bully her a lot. I recommend it. Yay! Bye bye. Until next time. Bye.